Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Today I will be discussing about the instances where we need not to use any article. We simply call it zero article or no article. It means that we need not to use any article in these places. So let's discuss it in detail. Before names of substances or abstract nouns. So when they are used in general sense. So it means sugar is bad for your teeth. Sugar in general is not good for your teeth. So gold is a precious metal. So we talk of the gold in general sense. Both these examples, both these sugar, gold, these are substances or material nouns. So honesty is the best policy. It's an abstract quality. It's an abstract noun. So we don't use article in these cases because these are substances, abstract nouns, and they are used in general sense. But there's an exception with this example. There are exceptions. For example, same uncountable nouns or abstract nouns, we use article they with them when they are used in the particular sense. So it is different from the above one. It's an exceptional case when these are used in the particular sense. For example, if we say, would you pass me the sugar? We say the sugar. Would you pass me the sugar? So it's not the general, we are not generally talking about the sugar. It's the sugar that's on the table. You are sitting with your friends and you are enjoying some dish somewhere in a hotel or at your home on the single table, on the same table. So you refer to some person that one of your friends, would you pass me the sugar? So it means the sugar that's there on the table, the sugar that's there on the table. It's a particular reference. Similarly, we have the wisdom of our leader is great, though it's an abstract noun like honesty. But here the wisdom of our leader, it's in reference to a particular person. We are not generally talking about the wisdom. So I can't forget the kindness with which he treated me. So it's the kindness of the particular person. So that's what we have to remember if we talk of these qualities, abstract qualities, or any substance or any abstract noun. If they refer to if they are being used in the general sense, that we need not to use article. But if they are used in a particular sense, then we use article there with them. Okay, so then we have the next example, next rule. Before plural countable nouns used in general sense, again this is to be remembered, general sense, when plural countable nouns are used in general sense. So children, it's plural and it's countable noun, it's used in the general sense. Children like chocolates means all children in general sense. So computers are used in many offices. Generally we talk about, it's not any particular quality, it's not any particular type, we are talking in the general sense. But there is an exception, like there was in the first one. Nouns, they when used in particular sense. For example, where are the children? So here we are not talking about all the children. Where are the children? It's our children. अगर बाप शाम को घर आता है, बच्चों को नहीं देखता है, तो कहता है कि where are the children? He means our children. He means his own children. So he refers to a particular group, not all the children. So another case we have before proper nouns, names of continents, names of countries, names of cities, names of mountain peaks. So similarly we have individual islands, we have lakes, we have hills. So in all, like we have Akram, name of the person, name of a proper, it's a proper noun. Asia, it's the name of a continent. Pakistan, it's the name of a country. Srinagar, it's the name of a city. Mount Everest, it's a mountain peak. So while we were discussing the use of definite article there, I said the Himalayas, but that's a mountain range. So but this Mount Everest is a mountain peak. So we must understand the difference, what's a mountain range and what's a mountain peak. So similarly we have this before names of meals when they are used in the general sense. So this general sense is very important. Before the names of meals, for example, we have this lunch, we have dinner, we say what time do you have lunch, dinner is ready. But there's an exception to this. We use sometimes when there is an adjective before these things, breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc. When there is an adjective before them, or we use that when we specify. So in case of a specific sense, particular sense, it was in the general sense, this is in the particular sense. So first we will see, for example, I hate a late lunch. I hate a late lunch. So late is an adjective. Otherwise we say, if somebody says I like lunch or I hate lunch, that's correct. But if there is an adjective like late, I say I hate a lunch. I hate a late lunch, okay, because there is an adjective in between, so we have to use similarly, the dinner we had in the tourist hotel was very nice. So it's a particular, we are specifying the dinner. It's a particular dinner, that the dinner we had in the tourist hotel. So it's a particular reference, so that's why we are using the dinner. Otherwise, if we use it in the general sense, we say dinner is ready. It's in the general sense, so we need to understand this. Then after this we have other cases. We have this with us. Before language, we say we study English, they speak Urdu, so these are language. We need not use article with them. Similarly, we have before school, college, university, church, bed, hospital, prison. But we have to keep in mind when these places are used for their, when their places are used for their primary purpose. So school is meant for education, college is meant for education, university for the same purpose, church is meant for worship, bed is meant for taking rest or sleeping, hospital is meant for. So we need to know the purpose of all these things. So if I say I learned Arabic at school, we say I learned Arabic, so school is meant for learning, so that's why we say I learned Arabic at school, not at the school. They go to church on Sundays, so it's understood that they go to church for what? They go there for worship. So if these things are meant for their primary purpose, there is no need to use article. But there's an exception. That is used when these places are not used for their primary purpose. When they are not used for their primary purpose. For example, I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital to see my friend. So if we say I went to a hospital, it means I went there for treatment. But when we say I went to the hospital, it means this is not for treatment. It's to see my friend. So the purpose is not this. So the school is near my home. School is meant for learning, but we are generally saying the school is near my home. So there is no reference to studying or learning or the purpose of the school. It's just a different thing. So similarly, we have other examples. Before names of relations, relation father, we say simply father without using a, an or the. We say mother, we say aunt, uncle, or other relations. We also say cook without article, but that would mean our cook, okay. So when we say cook has not come, it means our cook has not come. So similarly, we have nurse, but it means our nurse. So then we have before predicative nouns. What does this predicative nouns mean? It means denoting a unique position. It means predicative that predicts something about a noun, but held by one time by one person. For example, chairman, it's a position that is held by one person one time. Similarly, principal, we use these things without article. So then we have certain phrases. Certain phrases, they have to be remembered as they are, consisting of a transitive verb. For example, in this case, to catch fire. So to catch, we have this transitive verb, and this is followed by object. This is followed by object, fire. A transitive verb followed by object. So to catch fire, catch is transitive verb and fire is the object. So in these cases, to catch fire, we don't say to catch the fire. No, we say to set foot. So this is a transitive verb and it's followed by object. To send word, this is transitive verbs followed by object. So there are other phrases that need to be remembered like that. We are not required to use any article before them. So similarly, we have other things like we have this preposition followed by object. For example, at home. So at is the preposition and home is the object. Similarly, we have by land, on horseback, underground. So there can be other examples where we use object that's immediately followed by object. So we need not to use article there. So that was all about the cases where we need not to use any article. But there's one important thing that always confuse people. So understand the difference between these two sentences. I have a black and white goat. A black and white goat. Black and white. So it refers to one goat only. But if we say I have a black and a white goat, it means I have two goats. One is black and the other is white. Notice that if you are referring to a single entity, if you are referring to the single object, you use this article before the two adjectives, black and white. So black and white are two adjectives and we are using it only before the first one. But if we are referring to two different nouns, then we say a black and a white. We are using two separate articles with both these nouns. So similarly, we have other example, the secretary and treasurer. The secretary and treasurer, so it refers to one person because we have used this article before the first thing. But if we say the secretary and the treasurer is absent, so it means two people are absent. The secretary and the treasurer, the secretary and the treasurer is absent, so it means I should say the secretary and the treasurer are absent because these are two people. So this here is actually the secretary and treasurer are absent. These are two people because different article has been used with the different nouns, so it refers to different things. So thank you very much with this. I hope that you might have enjoyed this lesson. So stay with us. I will be coming up with more things for you in my coming lectures. Thank you very much.